A lot has changed in my life over the past few years. I feel like I've matured quite a bit as a person, both emotionally and physically. Tiny things like moving out of my parents' house, experiencing life on my own, and making daily decisions by myself here at Duquesne have made me personally feel more like an adult. This process of personal growth began when I left high school and said goodbye to youth and childhood. My senior year of high school was almost as perfect as you could imagine, yet the entire time I couldn't wait for it to end because I wanted to grow up. I got A's in all of my classes, I had great moments and memories with my friends, I became very close with almost all of my teachers, and most importantly, I felt like I had accomplished something great. When I first started high school 4 years ago, it seemed like an eternity, yet there I was at the top of the mountain. Despite all the life experiences I gained from the final year, the underlying theme remained. I couldn't wait until it was over. It was that desire for time to move faster, I think, that was one of the biggest signs of my immaturity, and by the time graduation day came, I was walking across the stage to receive my diploma. I knew this was the moment everything would change forever. It was a very odd experience because there was so much excitement and fear all combined into one. We were inside the Soldiers and Sailors Museum with the largest graduating class in Pennsylvania, over 1,500 students. With so many people, it was easy for someone to get lost in the crowd in the massive auditorium with friends and family gazing eagerly to cheer for their loved ones to be called. With all the nerves building up inside of me, part of me wished mine would be the name that got lost, but the other part of me wished it would be spoken louder on the microphone than any of the others. All my life I had waited for that moment when I could say I was an adult and didn't need to approve my choices by my parents or follow the rules that they had created. On the other hand, though, once that moment finally arrived, I was more nervous than any other point in my life because I knew there was no turning back. So there I was. My name had been called and I was suspended on stage, evaluating the state I was about to walk into. I stood in suspense thinking about all that was about to come. I no longer would have the safety net of my family or the comfort zone of my high school friends to get me through tough situations. I would have to make for myself and essentially start over and create a new life at college where mistakes had real consequences and self-reliance had to be at the forefront. With really no practice time or room for error. Once you're out the door and you're on your own, you have to trust yourself and be prepared for the unknown. So when I took my diploma and the 3 seconds of self-evaluation that seemed to have lasted 3 hours ended, I was in a far worse state of uncertainty, yet somehow in a much better state of readiness for it. The unique balance of completely opposite emotions working together at the same time makes saying goodbye to my childhood possibly the most influential and life-changing of my entire life. I think what I realized most in that the longer we live, the faster time goes on, and now I'm at a place where I'm very content and happy with my life, yet every day seems to be the passing by faster and faster. I recognize the values of the present a little too late, unfortunately, but in reality, that might have been the final stage of transitioning from childhood to adulthood.